Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!
And yippee-ki-yo.
Yeah, yes. We are back. It's been a couple weeks. No, I think, according to the last episode we actually put out, it's been almost a month.
Hey.
Which is weird, because it feels like, I know I was gone for 2 weeks, but, well, you and Velma did an episode, which is still, which, you have your phone here. I'm going to take it from you before you leave. So,
please do.
Because otherwise, it'll be funny if, these two come out at the same time. And it's yeah. No, this is yeah. So, anyway, welcome back to Die Hard on a Blank. As listeners know, we have finished our WWE films. Last time we did Executive Decision.
Hell yeah,
we're on the quest to find more Die Hard films. And what we've started to do is look specifically for different genres or different time periods. So we did Executive Decision while I was gone. You guys did
Swamp Thing from 1982.
1982, the year of my birth. The Swamp Thing movie. And this is the super cheesy one with the really, he has moss on his arms and
Hell
stuff
yeah,
like that.
he does.
Yeah.
It's got Louis Jourdan in it. I love Louis Jourdan.
And the thing so when I was young, Swamp Thing was actually a TV show on USA.
Same actor.
It's same actor?
Yeah. Well, so it's the same actor. So the thing about Swamp Thing is, right, you have two actors with Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
You have the guy that plays Swamp Thing, which I think was Ray Wise in the movie.
Oh.
And then the stunt double. But what happened was...
Ray Wise? Really?
I'm pretty sure it was... I'll look it up, but I'm fairly certain it was Ray Wise.
If the face that I'm thinking of for Ray Wise is Ray Wise, that's amazing.
Swamp Thing, 1982. Uh-oh, I'm on trivia. Who wants that? So you have the actor, and they build the Swamp Thing suit around him, and then they built a Swamp Thing suit around the stunt double and realized these guys look nothing alike.
Yeah.
We'll just have the stunt double play Swamp Thing.
And then we'll just dub over all the voices later with the miraculous Ray Wise.
Yeah, I don't even know if they did that much, but yeah. Because Swamp Thing, in the movie at least, is just whoa, the whole time.
Shit.
He doesn't talk much.
Oh, see, now in the show, he actually talks.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray Wise, Dr. Alec Holland.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Interesting. And plus, of course, he was much younger then. Mm-hmm.
So
that's 36 years ago.
Oh, yeah. So
which I know off the top of my head because I'm 36 years old.
Exactly, Benjamin. So
the
stunt double, Dick Durock, then played Swamp Thing in the 1989 film Return of the Swamp Thing.
Okay.
And then in the TV show.
See, and it's baffling to me the idea that, in terms of comic books, and I guess I know why they tried to make Swamp Thing a movie, because they had done Creature from the Black Lagoon, and they thought, oh, that's not much harder. So if you're trying to get comic book movies done, doing Swamp Thing, just having a giant guy in a swamp suit walk around, is a pretty easy special effect. And, ipsy boodles, you're done. You have a Swamp Thing. It's a phrase. People say that.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So,
it's like they always say, bobble a googer.
Hey, rules are rules. Yeah. But in turn, I understand why you would do that instead of something like maybe Batman or Spider-Man or something, because that requires a lot of special effects, a lot of hardcore action stuff. And Swamp Thing doesn't really do a lot of action stuff.
Yeah,
he mostly just sits around whining about his lost life and and protecting the green and shit like that. I think he's become a lot more interesting character in comic books as the years have gone by. Because I haven't read a lot of Swamp Thing, but
now that people care about the environment,
yeah,
I bet Swamp Thing's gotten a lot more interesting.
Well, no, I never read a lot of Swamp Thing. I most of my experience of Swamp Thing came from that show that was on cable. Oh,
I thought you were going to say Injustice 2.
Oh no,
because he is all up in there.
Okay, and see, I have Injustice 2, and I've played a little bit of it, but I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I had a thing where I got 5 video games for Christmas.
Yeah, and
it's April now, and I've mostly just played 2 of them.
That's fair.
Well, that's not true. So I got. I'm trying to think of my haul. I got Injustice 2. I got Battlefront 2 that I had not played at all.
Yeah.
I got the Assassin's Creed Origins, which is fucking wonderful. I played a lot of that.
That game's so good.
Yeah. That was... So Velma stayed here for a week. That's all she did. Mm-hmm. All she did was play Assassin's Creed Origins.
That's all I do.
Yeah. And then I got WWE 2K18. I've played a lot of that. Been super disappointed by parts of that. They have a career mode that ends after 2 years, but your development is super slow. So you start as like a nobody, which is cool, as you should. And in my mind, you should have like a 30-year career so that you can build up to being, like, for the last 10 years of your career, you should be a badass.
Yeah.
Like, spend 20 years in the WWF or WWE, and then over the last 10 years, you should be like Undertaker level famous and awesome to where you're just like showing up at WrestleMania to kick one person's ass and then going back to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Like, you're 2 years in, you're barely more than a scrub, and they're like, all right, that was it. Thanks.
What
now,
the fuck?
you can keep playing, but you will not get better. And the storylines will make no sense. In fact, we're not even going to do storylines anymore. It's just going to be random shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really dumb.
that's fucked up.
Yeah. It's such a pain in the ass. I think they're trying to fix it with DLC, which would be really nice. Because I got the deluxe edition, so I get the free DLC.
You got that season pass?
Got the season pass.
That season pass.
Hells yeah.
You like NFL Red Zone.
Yeah. I did get it at Red Zone. You can get Red Zone on cable now.
NFL Red Zone is fucking awesome.
It's the best. Once you start watching Red Zone, you're like, why did I ever watch football the old way?
You do that screen where you put all the games up at once?
Yeah. Well, or even just the fact that there's no commercials. Yeah, that's great. And then you bounce from game to game. And here's the thing. I'm totally fine to watch the Cleveland Browns play the Tennessee Titans if I'm only watching a score and then we cut to something else. That's great. That's fine. Good for them. And good for... I'm trying to think of the name of a player on either team, and I can't.
John...
Ross?
Greeny.
John... No, there is a guy, a wide receiver who played for the University of Washington, who's on Tennessee. John Ross, I think.
John,
so there you go.
Clue board.
Yep. You're just naming shit. Are you Kaiser Sozeing me right now? You're naming shit around my house?
I'm just trying to say, Ben, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Ben Clueboard, which is the thing behind me. Oh, by the way, one of those is yours.
Oh, yeah? Hell
yeah. Well, no, I said I was going to New York and I was going to get you something. So you get to pick from...
I thought you were pointing at your lovely family photos. I was going to keep one.
You get to take a picture of my wife and kid home. Not creepy at all.
I was going to take you and the kid home.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So you get a Statue of Liberty bobblehead.
All right.
Which, as you can see, was $5.99.
There's a price tag all over it.
Could not be bothered to remove the price tags. And you get one of these wonderful decorative New York pens.
Ooh, do I get to choose?
You get to choose.
I'm a sucker for a simplistic pen.
There you go.
There we go.
The New York and the Apple.
Ooh, let me see how this writes.
Yeah. And then if you want, I have a little rubber Statue of Liberty. It might be an eraser. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I think it's just a rubber Statue of Liberty.
Let's see if I can erase this pen.
Nope, it's just rubber.
Yeah, that's just rubber.
Okay.
I think. Well, I've just torn up the base of it.
No, yeah. So there was, and I got these at Times Square.
Yes.
There was a cool little souvenir shop.
What time was it?
That had. It was past midnight. It was pretty late.
Oh, that is pretty late.
I mean, it's when they say it's the city that never sleeps, they are not fucking around. So, but yeah, there you go. Your little.
Oh. I have a bunch of bobbleheads in my room.
Oh, cool.
It'll go next to Yoda, Spock. There's a theme. Yoda, Spock, Norm from Cheers.
The smartest people on these things.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the Statue of Liberty.
Which, in terms of New York, I mean, other than, somebody like Bloomberg, yeah, she's the smartest person there.
You think an inanimate statue is the smartest person in New York?
Because she takes in... So, here's the cool thing. So, I'm going to get super mushy here for a second. Okay. So, the cool thing about visiting the Statue of Liberty is, at the end of the tour, and we climbed all the way up into the crown and stuff. It was really cool. It was really exhausting, but really cool.
Did you cover it with slime?
No. So here's the thing. One, that is not big enough to do.
Yeah.
The room that they are in Ghostbusters is completely fake. Because you could not fit 4 grown men up there. There was a park ranger off in a little corner of the head, another one down the stairs a little bit, and me and my wife and my daughter filled that room up. I had to duck.
Oh, damn.
It's quite small. Because the Statue of Liberty itself is quite small. Mm-hmm. The podium that it's on is 10 stories high. The statue itself is 6 stories high.
Really?
Yeah. It'd be like bringing out the Christmas ham, and the plate is like 4 feet high for a 2.5 foot ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And that's what I'm saying. 10 stories of stairs before you can get to the actual Statue of Liberty. I was already dead. And there is an elevator, but it's only for handicapped people. And they really mean that.
Yeah.
It's because I asked. And they were like, no, sir, you clearly have legs. And I was like, my bad. Yeah, so then, and then the stairs up to the top of the Statue of Liberty are on a spiral staircase. And it is a very small spiral staircase. So I am more crawling, like as if up a mountain.
Yeah.
Because I cannot stand up on this thing. Yeah, so I'm using my arms and my legs and the whole thing. And the worst part was about halfway up, there's no lines or anything. You just go when you go. So we waited for a group to go, and then we kind of let them go up maybe a floor or two, and then we started our ascent up to the top. And then a little bit later, a family of 4 who we had met, and we had done the tourist favor of, you take pictures of my family for me with my phone, I'll take pictures of your family for you with your phone. We had done that favor, so we kind of knew each other.
It's a classic move.
Yes, we kind of knew each other. And this is why I felt bad, because about halfway up, my wife and daughter had been dropping little farts the whole way. And they were just doing, like, little girl toots.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well, I've been holding one in for a while. All right, fine, I'll let one go too. Mine is not a little girl toot. Mine is a grown man burning questionable food choice earlier in the day.
God.
As soon as I let it out, I'm like, oh, it burned the cheeks. That can't. And then it starts, and then it wafts up into my nose, and it's bad. And I'm like, go quickly. So we start climbing as quickly as we can, because there's little spots to like hop off the stairs and like catch a breather.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. We're about halfway up, and then we keep climbing, and then maybe 5 minutes later, I hear from below us, "Hey, do you guys smell that?" It's clearly a little kid's voice, and then I hear the mom, "Tommy, shh."
Oh my God.
She quiets him down, and we're up there, and I'm just slowly dying on the stairs. I'm like, I can't believe that happened. Yeah, it was bad.
Jesus Christ.
Really, really bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel bad.
You should.
Yeah. But then we get all the way up to the top, and we take our pictures, we took a video, and I caught my breath for a good 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, we finally went down the stairs, which was also really slow, because again, I'm now going down climbing. I cannot stand on the staircase. So it's not like step, no, it's like I'm holding onto the rails and like slowing my descent as I go down the stairs. My feet are mostly there to like break my fall as I fall down the stairs.
Oh my God.
Because that's what it was. It was a slow fall down about 6 stories of stairs. Yeah, and it was nonsense. But at the end of that, you go to this museum, and the museum, they show you all these different things, like, look how big the foot is, and look how big the hand is, and here's the Frenchman who designed it, and here's what he was trying to design, and all this good stuff, and all the rigmarole with the torch. Apparently there's been 3 different torches. The first torch, they actually wanted to have on
there
fire.
was an android in the 40s. Johnny Storm took his name. He was a fan of the android. Who's the third?
No, so these are the torch from the Statue of Liberty. So the first one was actually on fire, and they were like,
I wonder why this one got replaced.
The architect was like, no, it should probably just be like some kind of glowing red metal, and they were like, no, we're gonna go with fire. It's gonna be great. That wasn't a good idea. Almost immediately was shut down, and then they were like, well, then we're gonna go with like searchlights, and it'll look like she's this glowing beacon of freedom. And again, the architect was like, that still doesn't seem like a good idea. And they were like, no, it'll be great. And they did that for about 20 years. And actually, the people who came by boats said that was like really cool. They could see the light from, like, as soon as they came around the edge of, because New York's like a bay.
Yeah.
As soon as they came around the edge of the bay, they could see the light. And it was like, oh, we're here. We've made it to freedom.
Yeah.
Which that's at the end of the tour. And that's the most inspiring part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And at this time in our country, when like some of it, I don't know, I'm kind of embarrassed by our president.
Everything's terrible.
Everything's terrible. Everything's getting worse, especially for immigrants coming into the country. And here is this thing that called for immigrants to come to our country and said, "Give me your tired, give me your poor." This is the plaque. This is the statue. It's on the plaque of the statue. Give me your huddled masses. Basically, give me your worst. Give me the people that you don't want anymore. I will bring them into America, and I will make us the best with them.
Yeah.
Which to me is part of the. It's a ballsy, almost dickish thing to say as a country.
Yeah.
That like, hey, here's how this goes. You give me the people you want nothing to do with. I will bring them to my country, make them awesome, and then fuck you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's exactly what we all did.
Yeah.
We took everybody's like runoff, everybody's like leftovers, and we made a great fucking country out of it because we did that. And so that was so inspiring for me to see all that. And then we went to Ellis Island afterwards, which is even more of all that. Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you look through the books?
I did look through the books. My family didn't come through Ellis Island. We predate.
You're Australian. You came through Angel Island.
No, we predate the Waddells in this country. Actually, predate America by about 10 years. We got here about 10 years before all the cool shit went down.
Nice.
Yeah, and we were in Maryland. So
nice.
yeah, we were in I think Baltimore. Yeah, so we were in. Our family first landed in Baltimore. We did a study on this a couple years ago. We landed in Baltimore, and then give it about a generation, and then we moved to Ohio for about 20 years, and then we eventually settled on the Pacific Northwest, which is where all of my family history that I knew about before the study, that's where we all were, was the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Oregon and Seattle, or Portland and Seattle.
Nice.
So, yeah. Which is where some of my family still is. I have an aunt that lives up in Seattle still. It's where my dad was born, was up near Seattle. He grew up in Mississippi, but he's originally from Seattle. So, it's where my daughter was born. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Can I say something about the Statue of Liberty?
Sure.
If the fire thing had worked, how fucking cool would that have been, though?
It would have been pretty fucking cool.
Pretty cool.
Which, by the way, in the 80s, they finally did land on, they were like, fine, you can just have glowing red metal, and it's now just this copper torch thing. So, and apparently I found out they used to let people up. There's a little rotunda around the torch.
Yeah.
They used to let people climb all the way up to the torch.
But then it broke. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
I don't know why I did air quotes. It probably is quite dangerous.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
Look at
They
that.
had to stop doing that.
Who builds a statue like this, and it's like, what do we just put a bunch of weight right in here?
Yeah.
That won't fall off.
Yeah. So they had to stop doing that. You can still, the fact that you can still go up into the crown is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a really cool trip. That was one of. We also did that on the second day, which probably wasn't a good call because then my legs were shot for about 5 days.
Yeah.
Plus, I never stopped being tired for the rest of the trip.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So that sucked. We went to DC afterwards for a couple days, and I'm like coming down the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and my legs are just completely giving out.
Yeah.
It's several times I had to stop and catch myself because I went to step and my quads were just like, no.
Damn.
Fuck you, no. And yeah, and I had to catch myself. But yeah, DC was really cool. New York, of course, was really cool. We also did, we did all the tourist crap. Empire State Building. I did the NBC tour, which was really cool. I got to host my own late night talk show for a second. That was fun and horribly awkward. Yeah. They have a teleprompter, which they told me, just read what's on the teleprompter. They didn't explain that the red light was your cue light.
Oh, yeah.
And that there are laugh tracks timed to that.
Oh.
And that you have they should have had a bouncing ball to kind of, get the pacing right. Because the problem was I would see it and I would just read it.
Yeah.
Now I'm reading it well. I'm a TV host. I can do that. But I'm not timing it exactly right. So I might finish late and the laugh track is over what I'm saying, or I might finish early and then there's a lull and then a laugh for no reason, and yeah, that part of it was really shitty. So
Ben got to be Jimmy Fallon for a day.
I did. I was sitting at a desk that was a former Johnny Carson desk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like an old
Did you stand up and do the golf swing?
He was only in New York for the first 10 years of his run, and he had a 40-year run or something like that. So yeah, but yeah, through it might have been 5 years, but something from 63 to 68 or 69, he was in New York.
Yeah.
Before he moved the show to Burbank, and so that desk that he had in New York was the desk I was at.
Nice.
Which is, that's also it's the Jack Parr desk. It's yeah, it was pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty fucking cool.
I got to go to the old Tonight Show, which is now the new Tonight Show set. and kind of look at all that. I got to go to the 8H which is SNL. That was really fucking cool.
When you were on the Tonight Show set, did you take a Sharpie and write Conan Lives on somebody's desk?
No, that would have been wonderful.
I will never forgive them for how they treated my boy Conan.
I won't either.
Nah, that was a whole fucked up situation.
That was a whole fucked up situation. And also, I mean, and they'll say forever that it's like, oh, but Fallon's better for the new millennium or whatever. Conan O'Brien is a better host of any show. I would much rather Conan. Here's the thing: Conan O'Brien is actually funny.
Yeah. He's probably the best host on right now.
Yeah,
yeah. He's also been doing it 20 years longer than everyone else that's on right now.
That too. No, I think Kimmel, I think, is great.
Kimmel's great
in terms of actually being a late night host. I think the new crop like Corden and Fallon, and even Seth Meyers to some extent, are all doing this new. It's all about social media to them. Mm-hmm. So everything they do is to create YouTube clips.
Definitely more so Fallon and Corden.
Yes, Fallon and Corden, definitely. Right. Myers is kind of like a hybrid between like a classic late night host
and Weekend Update.
And doing Weekend Update, yeah.
Which, good for him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know who was the best? It was all about Craig Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson was amazing.
He was so
And he was off in his own little world, too, of like, I'm going to basically do an unscripted show every night. Mm-hmm.
Every interview, he pulls out the questions and rips them up and throws them behind his head.
Yeah. It's, and the interviews are amazing, and a lot of the time it seemed like he would just bump. Like, if shit was going really well with one guest, he was like, this is my show tonight.
Yeah, he'd be like, fuck it.
I'm sorry to the rest of you that came, but Ricky Gervais was on fire, so it's going to be me and Ricky for the whole hour and a half.
Well, and he'd spend half the show basically doing his monologue.
Yeah.
He'd do the monologue for like 10 minutes, whatever, not 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then go on to the next bit where they like read the questions or check the tweets or whatever, and it's another like 10 minutes of the show of just him and the skeleton.
Yeah. And the skeleton was great.
The skeleton's so great.
Yeah. No, it's honestly, he had the way he did the show was so different than anybody had before, and really since. Everybody else now is more copying Letterman and those guys than they are anything else. But of course, none of them are Letterman, so it's Fallon and Corden both are being cute instead of funny.
I don't like Corden.
Yeah, they're cute. They're fun. Mm. It's like when I watch a rom-com. It's it's like, okay, that was cute. That's not a good movie. And as much as I enjoy You've Got Mail, I would never put it. I mean, that's not true. When Harry Met Sally actually is on one of my best movie lists. But also When Harry Met Sally is a whole different breed of rom-com. So, yeah. But for the most part, rom-coms are cute. Mm-hmm. I watched 50 First Dates the other day with my family. Okay. It's cute.
Must Love Dogs?
I haven't seen that one. I have not seen Must Love Dogs. I've seen The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which is Janine Garofalo and some other people. Oh, Uma Thurman. And it's kind of a Cyrano de Bergerac type thing where it's like he falls for Uma because she's pretty, but he's really falling in love with Janine Garofalo because she's actually a person of substance.
Yeah. Because
remember, Uma Thurman is not a person of substance. She never has been, and she never will be.
And remember, Janine Garofalo is ugly.
Yes. These are the two things to take away from that movie. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, we should get to the actual movie that we did watch. So the movie that we watched for this week's show is The Perfect Host. This is on my list of kidnap movies that I'm looking through as fuel for the show to see if they're diehard movies. And from the list I've seen, there's definitely some, like my first choice that we didn't get to do because I could not find a way to watch it online. I didn't want to give you something that I'm like, he's not going to be able to find this shit. Holy crap. Because I couldn't find it on Pirate Bay. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, shit.
So I'll keep looking. I'll figure it out.
You're just going to name a movie I own?
No, it's that Hijack one I mentioned, which nobody owns.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got two different names, which
Did you try searching both names?
I did. Okay. I searched both names. I searched by the year. I searched by the actor. I did a bunch of stuff.
You didn't. You go. What you do? You go on Pirate Bay. You search Ernie Hudson filmography. You get every movie he's ever done. You get Ghostbusters. You get Ghostbusters 2. You get Ghostbusters 2016. You get Hijack.
Yeah. You get Congo. God damn, I love the movie Congo.
You get Empire Strikes Back. Sure, he didn't play Lando, but why not?
Oh my god, have you seen the new trailer for Han Solo?
I did.
That's the first one that's actually made me really, really Like the other ones were like, okay, maybe I'm still gonna see it, but this last one where we actually got to see Donald Glover being Lando a little bit, and he's like, baby, I don't know, and I'm like, God damn it, I'm in love with Lando already. Holy shit, I want to see that movie now. I don't know, that made me want to watch it a lot more.
I thought Lando was good, but I'm not getting Han.
Really?
He's
the more I see of him, the more I'm like, okay, I can see this now. One, he has a similar facial structure to Harrison Ford.
It sounds like he has a mouthful of something when he talks.
So does Harrison Ford.
No, but Harrison Ford is like... Yeah, but Harrison Ford sounds like a grumpy old man.
And he's mumbly. Even when he's
a mouthful
like
of something.
Yeah.
This guy sounds like a 10-year-old kid going like, "Well, I'm on Solo." I'm not into it. I don't buy it. I don't buy Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo.
Alden Ehrenreich?
Ehrenreich!
He is part of the Fourth Reich, the Ehrenreich.
God.
I don't know how you did not see it. We put it right in his name. He's the Fourth Reich.
God. And then Emilia Clarke
He's clearly
is
a
there.
large Nazi plot to take over the world.
There's a lady Wookiee that Chewbacca hugged.
Okay, was that what that was?
We're bringing Lumpy back, bro.
Oh, shit.
I hope we're bringing back all Chewbacca's family.
Oh, my God.
VR porn grandpa. Lumpy the son. The wife.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. What? So I didn't get that was a lady Wookiee.
That's what I assumed. Why else would you... Two men don't hug.
I hug all kinds of people.
If you ever hug me, Ben, I will stab you.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think you might be the one friend I have right now that I haven't hugged. So there you go.
I get nervous.
Feel bad about that.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen in this podcast.
It doesn't play on the podcast, but Noah just backed up significantly. like he repositioned himself on the couch, like create distance. So get between myself and the table.
Right. I picked up a weapon.
Yep.
I like this pen a lot.
Cool.
Thank you, Ben.
That was actually my idea was the bobblehead. My wife wanted to get the pens. So, because the pens... So, initially, the pen and the little rubber statue were all $1 a piece.
The eraser.
Yeah. And then I was like, that's such a shitty Statue of Liberty, though.
Imagine you getting the... This is going to be great for the audio podcast. You get in the torch and then it just goes...
Noah has just made a catapult type effect where the torch bent back and flung forward. Initially, I wanted to... Years ago, I had a lady who worked for me go to New York. And she was like, do you want anything from New York? And I was like, I don't know, one of those little Statue of Liberties. She actually brought back a metal Statue of Liberty.
Oh, shit. That
I had on my desk for a long, long time. And then eventually, as I do to the things on my desk, I slowly destroyed it over time.
Yeah.
I took off all the crown tongs and stuff. I'm terrible.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I'm a destructive little child.
You need a fidget cube.
So, I have one at the desk.
And it's destroyed.
I have a fidget cube. I have a fidget spinner. Yeah.
You need 3 fidget spinners.
Apparently. There's a place in the mall now that has crazy fidget spinners. My daughter freaked the hell out. But yeah, no, so I wanted to get everybody Statue of Liberties, but here's the thing, little metal Statue of Liberties are fucking expensive. Yeah. They're like $10, $15 per statue. Mm-hmm. And we're not, these are little, 2-inch statues. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so those were a little cheaper, and
they're $5.99.
They're $5.99. Yeah.
All over.
Plus, there were so many things that I was like, I don't want to get you that. And then everyone would be like, oh, did you go to New York? And you'll be like, no, my friend did. Mm-hmm. Then it's like, oh, but that feels like something you would buy if you went. Yeah. We have a Central Perk mug now. Yeah. And awesome. Which we got at the same place. Yeah. So it's, and then, I also have a ton of fridge magnets now. Mm-hmm. We started collecting fridge magnets a couple trips ago. Probably last year when I went on the cruise and stuff, I started collecting even airports that I'm at for an extended period of time. I'll get a fridge magnet and be like, I went there. Like
that year you were trapped in an airport because you lost your passport.
Oh, well, in the country that I had come from had gone to war and didn't exist anymore. Yeah. So I was a person out of country. So I stayed in the terminal for a whole year.
Where'd you stay?
Using food vouchers. I would collect carts. And get money and then feed myself McDonald's that way.
Ben would walk around being like, oh, hello, I would like to join you.
Yeah. And I was secretly in love with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
It's a classic Bill Murray.
It's total thing. Gosh, that would have been interesting if Bill Murray had gotten that role.
I could see Bill Murray doing that.
Isn't that a Spielberg movie?
Terminal Spielberg? I think Terminal is a Spielberg movie.
God damn.
It has to be. It has Tom Hanks in it.
Yeah. No, it's Terminal's fucking great. There's a lot of those movies that he's done. That and like Larry Crown and a couple other ones that I love. I can go back and watch that shit. Actually, everything done by Playtone, which is Tom Hanks' production company.
Yeah.
I can watch all of those. I have that thing you do, so I have a folder on my computer that just says Ben's favorite movies.
Terminal was.
And that thing you do is in there. It's an extended version of that thing you do.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great fucking movie. Mm-hmm. So, and I have seen it, no shit, at least 20 times.
I just love Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
She's so great.
I really love her in that. I like her in Lord of the Rings. And then I'm trying to think of like the One Night at McCool's. I'm trying to think like one other movie I've seen.
Liv Tyler movies. Armageddon.
Yeah. Oh, Armageddon.
And Ben Affleck's doing the animal crackers on her.
Oh god. She's yelling at him. Damn it, Harry! I love him. Dude, that shit. Gosh.
That movie is so great because you have 2 layers of something special happening. You have, in the film, Bruce Willis goes, hey, Ben Affleck, I'm going to die so you can fuck my daughter. Because Bruce Willis wants him to fuck his daughter, right? But you also have...
Who doesn't want Ben Affleck to fuck their daughter? Yeah.
A lot of people.
Don't you want to walk in and just see that back tattoo just going to town on your little girl?
Kind of. And then you have in real life Steven Tyler, who's like, yeah, I'll make music that you'll play while Ben Affleck's fucking my daughter. That sounds good.
That's awesome.
Any love song from Armageddon is...
Hey, can you make a fuck soundtrack for your daughter?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I can do that.
He's like, well, Steven Tyler's like, how old is she?
I mean, I'll say the thing that I sing about when I think about fucking my daughter. Which, oh my god, I did not realize this. Steven Tyler...
Old as fuck.
This is a fucked up story.
Uh-oh.
Steven Tyler at one point was attracted to a 14-year-old girl. So what he did was he actually adopted her so that she could come and be on the road with him. No. They were somewhat together for about 5 years. And then around the time she turned 20, they broke up. Yeah, that's a real fucking thing that happened. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not one to go around judging people. But yeah, that's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Anyway,
hey, remember,
we're 32 minutes in and we haven't brought up the movie yet.
One second. Remember when that like 15-year-old gal came in on American Idol and Steven Tyler was all creepy to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, I mean, is this the time when he said fuck a duck and see what happens?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I just remember he was like hitting on a 15-year-old on American Idol on national TV.
Yeah.
I wish someday I could go.
I gotta say though, in terms of judges on American Idol, he was one of the more entertaining. Yeah. He would often just say shit that you were like, I'm sorry, what the fuck is that? Mm-hmm. And it was almost like I'm so well traveled. I have all these idiomatic sayings from all over the world that you've never heard before. You know, like did you know that in Mongolia, one of their common expressions is, fuck a duck and see what happens. And you're like, what?
Genghis Khan said it.
Or he would like constantly just show off that he could sing still. It was like, we know. We know you can still sing. What the you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Just say something nice about their singing. It's not about you, Steven. Fuck! Anyway, so we watched The Perfect Host.
The Perfect Host, or as I like to call it, Ben.
I did not know you were going to do that. That's awesome.
What I meant was I'd rather watch 1972's Ben. About the rat.
Right.
Jackson 5 did the theme for it.
Yes.
Michael Jackson got nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song for the theme to Ben.
God damn it. Yeah. Okay, so we watched The Perfect Host, which stars David Hyde Pierce and...
Who?
David Hyde Pierce. I believe he's better known as Niles.
Oh, Niles was great in this movie.
Yeah. Now, did you think he was British in this?
No, Niles put on a great American accent in this film. I was surprised because a lot of times British people have a little trouble with it. They'll go too, what's his name? Martin Freeman. He's a little too American with it.
Gotcha.
Niles, great.
The funny thing is, I believe the other guy in the movie, his name's Clayne Crawford or something like that.
Sure.
He is now playing Martin Riggs on the TV show Lethal Weapon.
Oh, I knew I saw him from somewhere.
Yeah. And here's the thing. God damn it, he has the best damn hair of anybody on television or in this movie.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie, he would just... he's got McConaughey hair, where it's like, it's always somehow not wet, but moist.
Yeah.
And it just perfectly...
I think the word you're looking for is greasy.
It perfectly cascades down the back of his head, but it never looks gross greasy.
Yeah.
It always looks cool greasy. And honestly, if you've seen Lethal Weapon, he has great hair in that too. It's always just like flopping all around on his head.
In all fairness, though, if you're going to play Martin Riggs, you got to have great hair.
Yeah, but to me, I think he does it better. Like, Mel Gibson's hair was like a mullet, which was amazing.
It was the 80s.
It was great. It was power. And then in the 90s versions, it was a shorter haircut. Still amazing. But yeah, he does it, like, and it's a little more, like, crazy hair, devil-may care type thing. Yeah. I really like him on Lethal Weapon, which is another reason that I wanted to watch this movie, because when Josh brought it up, I went and checked, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that's Riggs.
That's Riggs.
And he is the best part of that show, hands down. Damon Wayans as Murtaugh is his voice is too high. I've got Riggs in my head, and then he comes down and he goes, Riggs. It's like, what the fuck is that?
I'm too over this shit.
Yeah. I can't do this stuff anymore, Riggs. Homie, don't play that. It's like,
it's just been revoked.
Yeah, no, it's, the lady who plays Trish is great. I really like the people that play the kids. Honestly, the rest of the cast is amazing. And I'm a big Damon Wayans fan, but not in that role. I don't...
Has there been a point in the movie or in the show so far where Damon Wayans has killed two men with a nail gun and said, nailed them both?
No, but the entire dead wife plot of Lethal Weapon 2 showed up, I believe, in season 1 of the show.
Nice.
And then little parts of it, just like Lethal Weapon, have come back in later seasons. Like the guy who actually killed her, I think he took care of in season 1. And then in season 2 or 3, you find out about the guy who ordered the hit on his wife, and he goes after that guy. Yeah. They've done a really good job, like layering that stuff in.
Monk.
And then having him develop and try to go out and have a life again.
Yeah.
They changed his storyline a little bit. I don't think he was from Texas in the movie. In this one,
he's Australian.
Yeah. In this one, he's from Texas, and he was a Navy SEAL, just like in the movie. But then when he was in Texas, he had a very abusive father, and that storyline has been amazing.
From Texas?
Yeah. Right.
Surprise. Yeah, fuck you, Texas. We're calling out all you dads.
All you abusive fathers from Texas. George H.W. Bush.
I don't think the moms are safe either, Martha Bush.
You know she'd beat the shit out of George.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I mean, you know Jeb was the favorite. And, yeah, George just got his ass whipped on it daily. So, yeah. Anyway, so we're watching this movie, and the movie starts out... Here's the cool thing about this movie. It really does a great job of every single scene reveals more of the curtain. This movie is one long magic trick that just keeps... And every time you're like, okay, I think I have a beat on... Wait, what? And they do that in every single freaking scene. Every single scene is like, here's a little bit more of how crazy this situation is. And it just gets further... It feels like one of those things where they start on a picture of a thing and it looks like a normal... Like a kid holding up a fish. And then as we pull out, we realize that kid holding up a fish is standing next to a guy wearing a shirt that says, I'm a pedophile. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And you pull out even further, and it turns out that pedophile, he's under arrest. And you're like, wait, what? And then you pull out even further, and it turns out this whole thing is happening in Russia. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And we just keep... That's this movie. Everything just... You pull out a little bit further, and you realize there's more to the story that you didn't understand.
I thought it worked to a point.
Okay.
And
then eventually they jumped the shark about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
where was your all right, too much.
Take a guess as to where you think it's too much is.
I'm guessing it's the bathroom scene where he keeps yelling love me.
Oh, and he's like fucking.
Yeah, he's fucking
No.
I kept thinking they would show the fictional person that he was fucking.
Oh, see, I thought that scene would have been way better, and this is going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
I thought that scene would have been way better. They keep what they're doing where they never show the person he's fucking, but you do see him ejaculate against the wall.
That would have been interesting.
You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting there like, like he's definitely coming, but we don't see it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like we should have seen him come on the wall.
I expected one of his hands to actually be jerking himself off.
But no.
And it wasn't. And it was like,
fear.
wait, so you're full on making this work with no contact whatsoever.
Yeah, see? He would have been way crazier if he came... Like, when the dude throws his cum on Clarice and Sons of the Lambs, it would have been like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Would have been way more disturbing.
But no, that is not the point where it jumped the shark for me.
Okay.
For me, it was the reveal that he was the police captain or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I was... By that...
When the cop comes to his door and he goes, hey, what do you want? Sorry, Chief. You're like, wait, time out. What the fuck?
By that point, I had some problems with this movie.
Yeah.
By that point, once that happened, I checked out.
Which, I mean, to be fair, that's towards the end. I mean,
it is towards the end.
I mean, this is now, it's past Act 3, I think, at this point. This is almost the wrapping up of everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not into it. Like, I don't know. It kept... I liked some of the stuff they were doing. Some of the stuff I felt like it was just like, let's just have Niles be crazy for the sake of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I did...
I gotta say, my favorite part, the dance
on the table?
Number. Dancing
that
on
was
the table.
awesome. That was amazing. He's like doing the hustle on the table.
Yeah. And then there's just him, and then you cut to all the people that he sees.
Yeah. Oh,
and then back and forth.
That was horrifying.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
I loved that effect they kept doing where and they never let you live too long in either zone. Mm-hmm. Every time that you were comfortable, like, okay, it's just him and the other guy. Nope, there's 20 people here. Wait, there's 20 people? Are they all in his head? I don't I mean, how many?
Yeah, there is.
Do they all have personalities, or is it just the 4 people that he normally has in his head?
I did like the bit where it's just the 4 people. Then we cut to the police or whatever, and we cut back, and now it's the house is full of people.
Yeah,
and it's like a full party going on. And I was like, whoa.
So we should explain. So the movie starts out with Crawford. Seemingly, he's just done something illegal, and he is covering up his tracks. Mm-hmm. And he's got a costume that he shoves in a car, and
that awful Johnny Depp costume.
He's limping around, which really didn't make him look that different at all. It made him look like Hunter Thompson from Fear and Loathing.
Yeah,
and except without a pipe, and he just throws it all in the trunk, and then kind of limps away.
Did he have a bullet hole in his foot?
I think so.
That's what I assumed.
Yeah. That seemed to be like what they were pointing at. He was definitely injured on his foot. It wasn't totally clear how.
Yeah. It definitely looked like a bullet hole.
It makes sense that it was a bullet hole.
Although I think it also went through.
Yeah. So he's limping from the bullet hole, and he goes around and he gets his car, and then he goes and tries to get some disinfectant to clear up his shit. There's a robbery. There's a lot of does this really matter stuff going on. When he got mugged at the beginning, I thought that would come back later. Yeah. I figured, the cops would catch the mugger, and she'd have his wallet, and be like, oh, you saw this guy that we're manhunting, you know? Yeah. Can you help us? And then they'd, go to the store, and the guy would be like, he went this way, and then they'd figure out, track him down to the house. That didn't happen. The cops, honestly, until the last little bit of the movie, felt like a complete waste. And then one partner that is a complete waste, I recognized immediately from Entourage. Oh. In one of the later seasons of Entourage, when E becomes a manager and he's in his office looking at actors' reels, one of the reels he looks at is that guy.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, hi, I'm an actor, and this is my reel. And he immediately turns it off.
It's fucking awesome.
And I felt like doing the exact same, he's like, hey, did you have money on the big game? And it was like, all right, this is dumb already. Yeah. This is terrible.
Oh, yeah. Every time we cut to the cops before the reveal that he's the cop, I was just like, what the fuck? I don't care about this. and that's why I thought they would bring it back in, because I was trying to figure out how it all tied together. Yeah.
So when they showed up at his door later, okay, we're racing through this basically.
Dude, I just want to say, the way it tied together, I know I checked out at it. It's way more interesting than what I thought with the mugger and shit. Yeah. You know?
Well, and I thought, so Crawford ends up trying to sneak into people's houses, and one lady turns him down because he gets some stuff wrong about a Jehovah's Witness.
Wait, I feel like and maybe this was supposed to be a commentary on the hypocrisy of religion or whatever, but if she was really a nice Christian lady, she would have helped him, you'd think. Yeah. But also, there's a whole thing where it's he is lying, so he has some sort of ulterior motive. But it's not like he's coming to rob her. He's literally just I need to fix my foot.
I just need to fix my foot. Yeah.
We have no reason to believe he's going to like take her hostage or harm her family. He's
No.
just lying because he's
just
criminal.
lying to get in. So then he the next house he goes to is David Hyde Pierce's. He checks the mailbox. Yeah.
I thought he checked somebody else's mailbox.
No, that was David Hyde Pierce's mailbox. And that's where he gets the postcard from Julia. So
here's how I thought this movie happened.
Oh.
I thought he was on some random street, opened the mailbox, found a postcard, and then followed the address on the postcard back to the person, pretending to be the person's friend. Like he sees...
the postcard came from Australia.
Oh, see... Whoa. I thought the postcard, for some reason, was from Warwick. Well...
Yeah.
But I thought it said, Dear Julia, from Warwick at the end.
It's to Warwick from Julia.
Okay. I was about to say, but why was it in her mailbox? Then I remembered I didn't understand the movie. Here's my... Okay, a further question I have, though. What was he looking for in the mailbox in the first place? Like
information he could use to get into the house.
I guess that's dumb.
Not really. It's a good con artist ploy.
Yeah.
And it would work.
I never bought him as a con artist, though. Because here's the thing. The description of the movie is like a con artist sneaks his way into a dinner party. Which I kind of think would have been a way tenser movie. Mm-hmm. As if the whole movie was like those first 20 minutes when you don't know if David Hyde Pierce knows or not.
Yeah.
Because I was like cringing.
I mean, the weird part is David Hyde Pierce knows immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
That he is fake.
But we don't know that.
Because we don't know that. Because, and here's the big reveal, there is no Julia.
Yeah, so Julia's one of his...
Julia's one of his, and I don't even know if she is an alternate personality, because it only seems to be the postcards. That seems to be the only part of it.
Yeah.
Although he did say that she used to attend the dinner parties, and now she's left. Apparently it's like his girlfriend.
Maybe Julia was somebody he killed.
I don't know.
See, I was figuring
That was another thing. Okay, that's another question. All the other guests, did he actually kill them?
Oh, shit.
As soon as he okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're
didn't,
skipping all around.
If he didn't kill all the... Well, because here's the thing. He has a reason to not kill John.
Yeah.
Because John beat him in the game.
Yeah.
And he said, I'll let you free, but that doesn't explain why all of his wounds.
Yeah.
So
he sneaks into the house and he starts talking to David Hyde Pierce, who is Warwick.
There's some very Hannibal-esque shots. Did you ever watch the show Hannibal?
No.
A lot of the
like chopping vegetables and stuff. Yeah.
Meat. It's usually meat. It's always Hannibal cooking up humans intercut with whatever else. Like the cops go into his house or whatever, and he's like cutting up humans, and then the cops get there and they're like, "We're here for dinner," and he's like, "Perfect," and then they come inside and he feeds them humans. Which was another thing. I kept waiting for the reveal that the food he was serving was whoever was the last dinner guest. Like, he killed them. I spent the whole movie being like, this is just Hannibal. Miles is playing Hannibal.
And no, it is not.
No, not.
Yeah, if anything, it's weirder than... Like, that's the other thing. This movie does a lot of things that you're like, oh, I think I know what's going on.
Nope.
And you don't.
Nope.
And it's because none of it...
I will say, I had problems with this movie. It kept me on my toes.
Yeah. So he goes in there, and he is, like, faking like he's a dinner guest. And David Hyde Pierce seems to be believing it. He seems to be buying it, and then
he's kind of a dork.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell. Okay, so also I couldn't tell if David Hyde Pierce was supposed to be like a gentlemanly type or just a dork. And it was about the point when he started like...
I thought he was playing Niles almost. I mean, he's cleaning up messes.
Well, so it was the point where he starts like scrubbing the floors when I was like, oh, he's being kind of a dork.
Yeah,
he's not like a gentleman. He's a dork.
Yeah.
I thought he was being, much like Hannibal, a gentleman to guests.
Okay.
Before he kills them or whatever.
Oh, no. He's more of a neurotic dork, yeah.
I know that the cover is Niles looking creepy. Mm-hmm. But I really did not expect him to be, like, the bad guy of the movie.
Interesting.
I totally thought, I don't know, maybe the cover was a... we've got.
I didn't
Niles.
expect how deep it goes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, at one point, Thing comes on the radio and basically outs. His name's John. Crawford's name is John. John as a criminal, and John needs to listen to it.
Okay,
there was actually more details in that than we realized.
Okay, why? Yeah, I was gonna say, why does he need to listen?
He needs to listen to it because in that they announced that a bank teller tipped the cops off and told them his name.
Oh, and the bank teller's his girlfriend.
And the bank teller's his girlfriend.
Okay.
She was in on it the whole time, which is revealed throughout the movie. So what happened is John robbed a bank on behalf of his girlfriend, who was a teller at the bank, because his girlfriend, he believed, had some kind of terminal illness that needed surgery, and so he was stealing money to pay for her surgery. So he's, criminal with a heart of gold.
Was like random pains.
And the terminal illness was some kind of pain in her side. Yeah, we never found out what the surgery was. We never found out what the illness was. But it doesn't matter because it turns out the illness was fake. And this is how deep this movie goes. You don't find this out until the last 5 minutes of the movie
when they meet up. Yeah,
when they meet up, that this whole thing, he was actually getting rubed the whole time. And that, she was actually conning him into robbing a bank for her to get money. So that they're both criminals, and she actually brings this up. Why are you leaving me now? Now that you know this, we're kind of made for each other.
Yeah, we're the same.
We're the same.
You were lying to me the whole time, and that's cool, but now that I'm lying to you, it's not?
Yeah.
Although, she did give him up to the cops. That's a bitch move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, her plan was, he's going to rob a bank, I'll give him up to the cops.
And take the money.
And I'll take the money and run.
Yeah, no, that's a dick move. Also, she's like, why are you giving... I wouldn't trust her again.
No.
Fuck that.
No, he was right to ditch her.
I'd go back to Niles.
Yeah.
At least Niles gave him drugs and booze.
Yes. So then after the radio thing, John tries to confront Warwick, who's Niles.
So the radio thing...
So basically he gets really frustrated that he has been out and the cops know his name and they know everything about him. And Niles starts talking to him and he shouts at him, tells him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he freaks out on Niles.
And immediately blows his cover. He's definitely not Julia's friend or a dinner guest. But shortly after this, he pulls a knife on Niles. Mm-hmm. What did you write?
I was just gonna say, I wrote, he gave himself away quickly.
Yeah, gave himself away quickly because that's not the actual mystery of the movie.
Yeah, see, because I thought the whole mystery of the movie was gonna be.
No, it's birds.
Okay.
There's a noise outside.
I thought the whole mystery of the movie was going to be like it was in the first 20 minutes of, does Niles believe him? Is he suspicious?
I thought that was going to be the mystery of the movie, too.
More people are going to come and he's going to have to keep up the facade and it's going to be this ramping tension. Like, I was stressing out. Every time Niles talked to him, I was like, what does he know? It was making me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I thought the whole movie was going to be like that. Nope.
Josh had clued me in that Niles was more than he appeared.
Yeah.
I
also like
which,
that.
And which I think at this point too is also when John looks at a picture that's on a frame and notices that it is a picture of Niles holding his arm out as if he's holding a friend, but there is no one there.
Yeah. See, I thought that was him being a dork. Like he was like, oh, hey, look at me, I'm with my wife or whatever.
No, as soon as I saw that, I was thinking multiple personalities.
Oh, see, I went to prom without a date.
So you have pictures like that around your house?
Yeah, I do. No, but I was in a group. There were 7 of us, three dates.
Yeah,
and no.
Oh gosh.
And so they did the group pictures, but they're all holding each other, and then I'm in the back pretending to hold someone. A classic prom photo.
Yes.
I figured Niles was a dork like me.
Gotcha. No, Niles is a crazy motherfucker. Yeah. So we find out quickly that Niles, who says he was expecting dinner guests, and then John makes him make a phone call to his dinner guests and tell him not to come and to tell the others. But shortly after this, John starts to get woozy and begins to pass out, and you realize that Niles has drugged him. The wine that he's been giving him all night long has been filled with drugs. Yeah.
When Niles... Okay, so first off, did he actually call anybody?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is he just going to have a dinner party with all his fake friends?
Yes.
So he wasn't originally planning to murder anyone?
No, he was not originally planning to murder anyone.
But he's done this in the past.
Yes.
I'm kind of losing...
And this is the part that I get weird about, too, because when John wakes up, he shows him a photo album.
Of all the other
Niles shows him a photo album of all the other dinner guests that he has had that he has killed.
Yeah.
We think. We're
Maybe.
pretty sure.
Yeah. So
yeah.
this was another thing. So that's why it got a little more confusing to me. Was I figured like he's supposed to have a dinner party. He just calls one person and says tell everyone else. I figured he was only inviting one person over, so he just called that one person.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that is baffling. The idea, like I would never. Like I've had game nights and stuff. I would never call one person and say,
"Tell everyone
we're canceled." Tell everyone.
But also, if you're only inviting,
I would do it on Facebook or two.
Also, if you're only inviting one person, though, why would you tell them? Tell everyone.
Yeah.
So he's keeping up his cover there, but he was never inviting anyone over. But how does he normally get people over to serial kill them?
I think he invites them over for a dinner party, and then they get there first.
So he just
like, I'm so sorry everybody's late, and he gives them red wine until they pass out, and they wake up, and he does what he did to John.
I do like, it is implied at the end that he only has, like, fucked up red wine.
Yeah.
At the end, he asks the guy, what's your, you drink red or white? And the guy goes red, and he goes, perfect. It's like, if he said white, would you have just, like, had dinner with him? He's like,
fuck, I'm gonna have to ruin one of my bottles of white wine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So John wakes up, he's all tied up, and now apparently the dinner party has started, and all the guests are there, but no one is there. Yeah. And they're all eating dinner, they all have duck in front of them. And you quickly realize Niles is seeing people. Niles is now seeing 4 different people there who are not there. Because we cut back and forth.
The one with, like, the sweater vest?
Yeah.
He was so smarmy looking.
That was Rupert?
Yes.
Yes.
He looked like... I thought Rupert was the black guy.
Oh. Shit. Who was the other guy's name?
I don't know. He looked like Dimitri Martin made up to be the, like, posh bad guy in an 80s college movie.
That's pretty close, yeah. The black guy I thought for a minute was Michael Dorn.
That would have made the movie way better.
Would have made the movie way better. But it wasn't. It was just some black guy. Which, there was a couple times the black guy who was the lawyer would talk, and the sound would be really shitty on his voice. Oh, yeah. And I was like, there's the giveaway that it's an indie movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought the writing was... Oh! No, I'm just kidding.
The writing being wildly inventive and not like any movie you've ever seen before.
There's some parts where I was just like, what's happening? The scene where he's taking his pills...
Yeah.
And the one imaginary person's like, oh, you're supposed to take 2. And the other one's like, no, he knows what he's doing. I was just like, this is real ham-fisted. Like, oh, he's great. He's not taking his pill. I understand that by this point.
Yeah.
And also, if he has pills, does he... I don't know.
So, and the idea that the personalities would be disputing that, like the lawyer, the prosecutor, saying you should take both your pills, makes sense. Because that's the personality that is watching out. That is the protector. For
sure.
So, yeah.
It's just... No, it felt ham-fisted.
Yeah.
One going, oh, you need to take more pills. And, like, oh, he knows what he's doing. And I was just like, I get, but you don't need to... I don't know, by that point I was like, you don't need to further justify that he's crazy to me. Yeah. I got it. An hour ago, when he was talking to nobody.
So the party goes on throughout the night, and John is basically told, oh, by 6 a.m. we're going to kill you. So at this point, it's almost become Five Nights at Freddy's. That you do have to make it to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is the plot of that game also. Except there's not, phantom people and drinking booze.
Yeah. Because Five Nights at Freddy's a bunch of pussies.
Yeah. So then we go on throughout the night, and things happen. John gets away. John gets tied back up again, and he goes back and forth.
He joins the conga line.
He joins the conga line, which I thought was funny.
That was awesome.
I totally thought for a minute that he was actually just going to let him get up and join the conga line while being tied up, and he's like, no. I'm going to drug you way more, and then I'm going to carry your ass through the conga line.
That was one of there are a lot of scenes in this movie where I both wanted to laugh, but was also, like, mortified at what was happening.
Yeah.
Like, when after he drugs him, and he's carrying him through the conga line with, like, his feet on his feet, I was like, first off, this is funny. Second off, oh my god, I don't like anything that's happening right now, and I'm so scared.
Yeah. So then now throughout the night, John passes out from drugs and wakes up at various points. At one point, wakes up in the pool on a little floaty,
like tied to the floaty,
just kind of like mumbling, "Please help me! Yeah, oh God, please help me!"
He's still all drugged to fuck, so he goes, "Yeah." He sounds like something.
Yeah. Which then he puts a Creature from the Black Lagoon mask on his face and says, "Oh, this guy's drunk," because his neighbor shows up.
Jehovah lady.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're actually running out of time, so I'm trying to get to the towards the end here. So we go back and forth through this whole thing, and then finally he ends up in the. This was the creepiest scene for me. At one point he wakes up. Or no, this is after the chess game. They at one point he plays a chess game with him and says, "Oh, you got to let me out if I win the chess game." And says, "Oh, I've played once or twice." And this is his trick, as he tricks Niles to play the chess game with him. He beats him at the chess game.
And while they're playing, we cut back and forth to him teaching his girlfriend, whatever, how to play chess.
Yeah.
And this part I was like, this is dumb. Like, everything he was saying was, like, dumb philosophical shit. And I was just like, this is dumb. I don't like this.
It kind of works now that towards the end as you realize, oh, crap, we weren't just seeing how he's going to beat Niles. We were seeing how he was actually falling in deeper into her spell so that she could fuck him later.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like the whole thing with how he plays chess is that he's playing chess to manipulate the other person into doing what he wants them to do.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can manipulate Niles.
I mean, I think you can, as long as he's not expecting. I think that was the thing that Niles said was, you cheated because you made it seem like you weren't smart, so I was playing fast and loose. But you are smart, and therefore that's how you won. Mm-hmm. So yeah, which then he does try to let him out, and then he tricks him into getting in a fight with him.
Yeah,
and has this was another like, what the fuck? So he calls him nothing, and he pisses him off to the point that John runs and grabs a very small samurai sword off the wall.
Yeah. Oh, when those showed up in the first 5 minutes, I was like, that's a checkout.
Someone's going to be using that.
Gun, yeah.
Yeah. Which why would you grab the little one though?
Well, that's not the biggest question I have about the scene.
So then he goes to stab him with a very small samurai knife.
Stabs him a couple times.
And Niles goes, ah, and falls to the ground, and then starts laughing. And as he stands up and shows his belly that he has no cut marks. Which speaking of showing bellies,
he should have a lot of cut marks. Belly.
Speaking of bellies, by the way, we saw a video earlier where he cuts himself with a knife.
That was awful. That was awful.
That was really
creepy. Was so stressful and horrifying. That whole in the way it's cut with like just a quick edits back and forth between the guy's eyes and Niles like laughing and smiling and cutting himself up.
And it's shot with looks like 1950s film.
Yeah, no, it was horrifying.
Yeah, like it's a silent film almost of
That part fucked with me.
That was weird. So then he reveals, "Oh, you didn't stab me with the samurai sword at all." And John finds out that the samurai sword is one of those fake.
It's a retractable knife.
Retractable knife sword, like a child would buy,
like
for Halloween.
It's like from a soap opera.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it was like, why do you have that, and why would you put it on your wall?
Why is it hanging on the wall, and are we to believe that all the other ones are also retractable, like full-on katanas?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's parts where the movie kind of falls apart.
That's one of them, and we're about to come to another one, because, so then he knocks John out again, and when John wakes up again, he is tied up in a bathtub, and he has got some cuts on his face, that, clearly he's been fucked up a little bit, and now Niles is clearly, by the noises before we see him, he's clearly having sex, and you turn to see that, of course, he's fucking no one.
Yeah.
And when I say fucking no one, I mean there is no one in front of him, and he is fucking whatever that is vigorously.
He's like in front of a sink that they're supposedly leaned over.
Yeah,
and he's just
and he turns to John and says, "What about this piece of ass, John?"
That was great.
It was just so fucking weird. And then as he starts to ejaculate, screams, "Love me, love me, love me." Ah!
But again, we do not see his ejaculate hit the wall in front of him.
And we also... The other thing that I was expecting was... I thought they would cut quickly to... Because this is a rated R movie.
His penis.
To a fake woman.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I thought we would see the fake woman that he was fucking for a quick second, and then come back to the real world where there's nobody.
We all know who it was. It was the gal he was flirting with all night. Yeah. That John fucking trampled.
Yeah.
That was...
That was fucking weird, and then he wanted him to apologize to her.
Yeah, this movie's bonkers.
This movie's fucking weird.
I had a lot. I'll probably watch it again though.
So then he wakes up again, and now he's now it's the morning, and the party guests are all chilling out because it's the morning time. And John, we see, is dead in the dump next to the trash, which was a really weird thing because he's so exact. It feels weird that he would just dump the body by the trash. We're quickly shown why he just dumped the body by the trash, because John is not dead.
But it still raises suspicion.
Yeah.
The lady next door still, calls the cops.
Yeah. So John gets up, which I'm sure he thought he'll call the cops, he'll get picked up, he's already a criminal. They won't ask too many questions about his fake wounds. They'll just take him to jail.
And why they're outside the chief's house?
Yeah. So he gets up and he tries to, John reaches up for one of his cuts and realizes it's not a cut, it's makeup. And then starts pulling off all the other cuts. They're all makeup. He actually only has 2 injuries, a slight scratch on his forehead and a little cut on his lip.
Assumedly from when he was knocked out.
From when he fell down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we're left to wonder, wait, did he really kill anybody? Has Niles been killing anybody? Or are they all just friends who came over to his house, got drunk, and he took pictures of them dead, and then they just woke up and went home?
And nobody questioned that. Because he's sinister as fuck. He's drugging people. He's being
Here's
crazy.
the thing. Did he roofied them? And they woke up at his house later after he'd removed all the makeup and shit? And he was just like, wow, yeah, you really, you can't hold your liquor, man. Weird. And it's like, you didn't have sex with anybody. You just passed out. They would feel so safe in that they didn't get raped.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would just go home happily. Meanwhile, he's got pictures of them dead. And I think that's what he was doing.
But, so does John remember the night?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think John got roofied. I think he felt safe not roofing John because
he knew
John's a fucking criminal.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I don't know. This is
a weird fucking movie.
This is another point where, it's kind of falling apart here.
So then the neighbor lady sees him get up and walk away, recognizes him from TV that he's the criminal, calls the cops and says, I saw that John guy. He was here. And he walked away. John, meanwhile, is now free and tries to go find his girlfriend so they can run off together, as was the plan. And that plan begins to unravel, and he realizes, oh shit, she fucked me. She's not going to meet me. Mm-hmm. And then he starts tracking down. He calls a bunch of different car rental agencies until he finds that she made a reservation with one, and then he knows where to go to get her.
Yeah.
So then he goes to where she is. Meanwhile, one of the cops that we've been seeing throughout the movie, we would check in, and there would be cops that seemed to be investigating John's thing. One of those cops, the one who can actually act, shows up at Niles' house.
And it sucked, too, because the other guy was way more handsome.
Oh, the other guy's way more handsome, but he can't act.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the cop who can act shows up at Niles' house and says, oh, I've got security footage you need to see. I think we can catch this John guy. When he showed up, I thought for a second, oh, fuck. I want him to be there to catch Niles as a serial killer, not to catch Niles, not to be looking for John. Because it didn't make sense that he would show up at Niles' house looking for John until he goes, hey, chief. And it's revealed Niles is the chief of police.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah.
That was also, there's a lot of big coincidences in this movie.
Oh, and he just happens to be the chief that is in charge of that precinct that is investigating that bank robbery.
And that bank robber happened to show up here. Oh, and also he happens to be fucking crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of circumstantial...
There's a point where Niles is in his office at the station. Yeah. And he has a board with a case on it.
And he just looks at it and almost mentally jerks off while he looks at all the dead bodies and shit.
Wasn't that... So I assumed that was the case for the serial killer that he is. He's hunting himself.
Oh, shit.
Which I thought was a cool,
a very dexterous...
That's why he looks so, pleasured when he looks at it, because he knows,
Oh, I thought it was just he just likes that shit.
Oh, see, no, I thought that was his case, because he's I'm searching for myself.
I wish we could talk to the writer and be like, okay, we have questions.
Right?
Yeah. So, because in my mind, he's attracted to that type of thing, which is why he does these dinner parties, where he invites people over, dresses them up to look like dead bodies, and then lets them leave. Is that he jerks off to, murder porn. So yeah,
I would like to see a sequel.
It would be interesting.
I'd like to see. I'd like to know more about Niles.
Which they could definitely. I mean, it's set up. They could do it. So yeah. So then they think they know where to catch him. They're going to follow the girlfriend because they think the girlfriend was in on it. So the two cops and Niles now all hop in a car. and go after him. Niles, by the way, now has gone from being very meek when we first met him to being a very alpha male.
Oh, yeah. He's an asshole.
Yeah, he's yelling at people in front of them to move their fucking cars and shit like that. And yeah, so they track him down to the parking garage. He sends his 2 officers up to go check out the girl, and he stays downstairs. I think this is just smart police work. I don't think he's planning on meeting John.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, up at the car, she shows up at her car, and as she puts the bag in the back, John shuts the lid to reveal, "Oh, I've caught you. I knew about this shit." Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think he was planning on meeting John.
Oh, I didn't think he was going to meet John. I thought he was going to catch the girl.
Well, but they think John's there.
Oh, well...
And they're in one car, so if they catch John, John's going to be in the car with them and be like, this dude fucking drugged me last night. Yeah.
Oh, that's why he wants out of the car.
Yeah, he needs to get to John before the other cops do.
Or before, not meet John at all.
Yeah, either John,
Yeah, or completely, like, avoid John. Because then, if those 2 cops arrest John and he just goes to jail, there's a chance... Most people who get arrested never see the chief of police.
Yeah, there's a chance he won't see him.
Yeah. So John, flips on the girlfriend and says, I figured you out. You were going to fuck me, so now I'm going to fuck you. And he takes the car and leaves. Meanwhile, she then gets into her car, and the 2 cops show up and arrest her. John gets down to the stairs and goes to check out of the parking garage they're in. But now, of course, Niles is waiting for him. And basically, Niles reveals, so here's how this is going to go. You don't tell on me. I'm not going to tell on you. Give me the money you robbed. Yeah. I'm going to take most of it. I'm going to give you some to help you get away.
And you go to Mexico.
This will be the end of it.
Yeah.
And it seems to work.
Well, I also like, there's a great interaction there where John's like, no, I'll just tell them that you're crazy. And he's like, I'm a cop. Do you think they're going to believe you if you tell them that? Or do you think they're going to believe me that I shot you while you ran? Like, yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck, yeah.
And so John leaves, and Niles takes the money, and seems to all get away with it until we flash forward to, I think it's a couple months, 3 months later. Yeah. And
there's an awful line. It's like, can you believe that was 3 months ago?
Yeah. And the lead detective gets a letter in the mail, and the letter is the Polaroid from the night of the dinner party, and it's a picture of Niles with John.
So did John steal that Polaroid?
I think John stole that Polaroid.
How did he get it, though? Because he was drugged the whole time the Polaroids were out.
Yeah, that wasn't totally clear. So he's got the Polaroid, he sends it to the cop, and it says, what does it say on it? Like watch out or something like that? Or
just something.
It's some kind of warning. It's a warning.
It says, don't believe his lies.
So, it's a warning. To investigate him, and then the cop goes into Niles' office.
Because it's obviously in Niles' house.
It's obviously in Niles' house, because he's been in Niles' house, which we saw earlier in the movie. And says, and gives him like the vague questions. Did you know him before the thing? And he goes, of course not. No, don't be crazy. And he goes, okay, what the fuck is this picture? And he's like, it's clearly Photoshop.
He's like, that's a Polaroid.
It's a Polaroid. Polaroids aren't Photoshop.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't Photoshop a Polaroid. And he's like, well, clearly this guy did. And there's a part of, I think in 2010, I would have been like, no, that's complete bullshit. You can't Photoshop a Polaroid. However, it's 2018. I now think you could Photoshop a Polaroid.
Yeah.
Because I live in a world full of fake news, and we killed Osama bin Laden, and I never got to see anything. And, yeah. So, there you go.
Wait, do you not believe Osama bin Laden is dead?
If he showed up tomorrow, would you really be that surprised? Doesn't it feel like the normal twist that would show up in any movie?
That he's not dead?
Yeah. Like Barack Obama would get off a plane, he's like, they believed us. I think everything's going to be okay. Yes, Barack. he'd pulling his super long beard and in a cave somewhere.
It's Joe Biden, but there's a beard sticking out of what's obviously the seal of his mask.
That's and you find out that Osama's alive. Yeah,
we switched the real Joe Biden with Osama bin Laden. Joe Biden is dead at the bottom of the ocean right now, but Starscream's gonna bring a little sliver of the Allspark down there, bring him back to life.
It's not too far from I don't know
for sure.
I don't limit what I think government can fuck me over with anymore.
For sure, I feel that.
Yeah, I assume.
I never even turned to my second page of notes. The second page. So here's the first page, kind of clean.
Yeah.
Second page is where I got really into my nachos. This is just cheese all over
You
this.
should have come to Gay Night. We had an old nacho bar.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It was fucking great. Like, huge, like, we had guacamole, cheese, the whole fucking, the works. Meat, beans. It was great. I had nachos for breakfast the next day, too. It was awesome.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped taking notes after, why would he have a retractable
Nachos
knife?
are so fucking good.
Nachos are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I bought way too much shit, too, so, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, we do need to, yeah, there's my little, oh fuck. We're 9 minutes past that. So, yeah. So then basically what ends up happening is the chief invites the detective. The detective goes, I'm going to need to check out your house. I'm going to need to investigate this. And Niles is like, of course you do. You need to be a good detective. Why don't you come over for dinner? Hey, do you like red or white wine?
Well, he's like, He's like, when you come over to dinner? The guy's like, I think I'll just go over now. He's like, look, I'm trying to be civil here, you know? Like,
I don't have to do this.
I
can force you to get a warrant.
I can be an asshole about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you got a point. All right, I'll come over for dinner. And he's like, great. Do you like red or white wine? And the guy's like, I like red. And he's like, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as he walks away, we see the 4 different personalities walking with him as he leaves the precinct.
In the cop uniforms?
Yeah.
I thought that shot was weird. I didn't realize it was them. I was just like, why is he leading a band of cops out at the end? What a weird power
they're
shot.
not really wearing real cop uniforms. They're really just wearing black shirts with fake little toy badges.
They had hats on.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
That's the cop uniform that's in my sketches. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That just bugged me out at the end.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. But
so,
yeah,
that's the end of the movie, and it really does set up to be. I mean, you could do more of these. You could absolutely do more of them with Niles playing more of this creepy guy, because clearly there's a bunch of shit going on that we don't. It's not clear.
He has a big scrapbook full of other movies.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Theoretically, everybody is a movie.
Yeah. There could be prequels. There could be sequels. You can go all over the place with it.
We see what happened at the same night. We just do a whole movie focusing on the cops instead of.
I mean, honestly, the thing that happened with John is a whole movie.
Yeah.
You know, I started dating this girl. She's sick. She tricked me into robbing a bank, and then she tried to fuck me over.
Spent a lot of time in the bathtub.
Spent so much time in that bathtub.
In the bathtub for a long time.
Yeah, where I explained how to play chess.
Who plays a full game of chess in the bathtub? What the fuck?
Doesn't everybody?
No!
You know, you're in the bathtub and you have your chessboard and you have your chessboard holder that you bring to the bathtub.
Oh no, I bring one of those like 6-in-1 game boards. You know, it's chess, flip it over. It's backgammon. You can also use checkers on the chess.
It's all kinds of things. Yeah.
Hey, I'll say, hey baby, I'm gonna drop a bath. We can play some shoots and ladders.
That'd be so funny. And then you just in the bathroom like, oh, you fell down the chute, bitch.
Ha, you landed on the 99 one, you dummy.
You're gonna be in this bathtub forever. Like, remember, you play till you get out. You don't play just to win.
Wait, and she can't get out. She's stuck between him and the chessboard.
Yeah. God.
Is he inside of her the whole time?
Yes. So that's kind of the end of the movie. That's where they leave it.
What do you think, Die Hard?
I mean, if it is, then John is the John McClane.
Is the hero. He doesn't have a friend, though. I guess you could say the neighbor lady, but not really.
The neighbor lady, maybe, but
he doesn't really get injured.
No, and he doesn't win.
And technically, there's not a team of bad guys.
No, not That's how I thought about it, was maybe you could paint Niles as like, oh, because of his multiple personality disorder, he's got a team, but he really doesn't. It's really just him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this approaches a Die Hard movie on several levels.
Yeah.
And fails on all of them.
Except for isolation.
But
And even then, we spend a good 20 minutes at the end out of the house.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, I think it reaches in each direction of a Die Hard movie and then pulls it back before it actually succeeds at any of them.
Yeah.
Really, he doesn't get injured. He almost has a friend, but not quite. Mm-hmm. He's almost fighting a team of people, but not quite. They're almost isolated, but not. I mean, he's
almost injured, but not quite.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of that. So it's weird. It tries to be a Die Hard movie and then pulls back at the last second and says, "Nope."
Does it pull back or does it subvert the expectations?
Wow.
See, if you just say the movie subverts something, it's better. I had a lot of problems with this movie. But But you've made me.
I'm also super intrigued.
Yeah, you've been making me think about it a lot. It's definitely a movie I'll probably watch again, maybe a couple times.
I might watch this with Jen later. Yeah,
right. I've got a lot of questions about this movie, and I think a second viewing could help me.
Yeah, although I think still I'm going to end up with the same questions. Like,
why is the retractable knife there?
Why is the retractable knife there? Did he actually kill all the other dinner guests? Because I don't think he did.
And I think he did, because I think the case he's looking at the end was his case.
His case, yeah.
But then the real question is...
That makes a lot of sense, too.
What happens to all the other bodies? Because he's not putting those bodies out by the garbage, exactly. And apparently he's not eating them.
If he's killing all these other people, why didn't he kill John?
Because John beat him in the game.
Oh.
If we're to fall... I mean, if...
Then why put the makeup on him? Why does he even have a makeup kit?
Yeah,
like
and
that?
He's been doing the makeup the whole... Yeah...
He's got a full-on professional Hollywood studio makeup kit.
Yeah. That's like a twist just for the sake of being a twist.
Yeah.
Because it being makeup doesn't affect anything else that happens in the movie.
Oh, we should also mention that the postcard from Julia, the reason that we know it's bullshit, halfway through, he starts writing more postcards from Julia in front of John.
Oh, yeah. He has, 5 postcards from different places.
And John says, oh, where's Julia now? And he says, oh, she's in Thailand.
Yeah.
And she might go to Hanoi, but she's not sure yet.
Yeah.
And it's this almost feels very much like what would happen if Stewie grew up.
Hey, Stewie, another British person. Much like Niles.
But yeah, there's a lot of, creepy, weird Stewie shit going on.
Yeah.
So,
especially when he's in a red overall and yellow shirt for the whole.
I thought that was odd. Yeah.
And how did they get Niles' head to look like that? Stewie's just Hey Arnold. I call bullshit on it.
Maybe he grows up to be Hey Arnold,
and Brian grows up to be the black kid.
I don't know. I've never seen Hey Arnold.
Okay. Well, Hey Arnold's got a friend. Oh. He's a black kid with about a foot and a half.
His name Al. Did he shot a kid?
Yes.
Looked real enough. Had a ray gun.
They're for my wife. Sure they are. Do you think they were actually for his wife? The Twinkies?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
You think you're just eating Twinkies?
Well, I think maybe, I don't think he was lying about having
How many did he buy? 5?
But a lot of Twinkies.
I bet 1 or 2 of them's for him and the rest were for his wife. Because here's the thing. I do that.
Do you think the wife exists?
If my wife will be like, hey, can you go out and get me some ice cream? Great. 2 ice creams for you, 1 for me. And it's like, well, you told me to go get ice cream, so I just get ice cream.
Yeah, for sure.
And I get the 1 ice cream that I know is great, and then I get an experimental ice cream that I'm trying for the first time. There's so much new ice cream out. It's weird.
It's all about that Ben and Jerry's, They always got new flavors.
That's the go-to.
You got
that's my go-to.
I get Americone Dream.
I've tried that. I get peanut butter cup or I get Chubby Hubby, even though the ironic nature of it.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. You are what you eat, man. And then I'll get something new like salted caramel, something or other. But yeah, to try. But yeah, yes, I eat Chubby Hubby. I am a Chubby Hubby who eats Chubby Hubby.
Hey, if you just add a C to the beginning of the second word, it's just Chubby Chubby.
There you go. So anyway, all right. So I'm almost late for class. I gotta get going. Cool. So thank you so much for listening to this episode, and everybody have a good day. Good night, motherfuckers.
Good night, everybody. I'm Niles. Hello, how are you, Frisia?